Hi, Gabriella.
Hi, how are
How are
you?
you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So, I know in our last session, we talked about, we set another goal, which was to, for you to basically try to go out and make some, make at least two new friends or meet two new people and
Mm-hmm.
kind of just, initiate um, a conversation with them and, just kind of see how it goes. So,
Mm-hmm.
did you try it? How did you like it?
Well, I didn't. I did like a version of it. I didn't meet two new people or like anything like that. But my sister has a best friend, and she's usually around. I'm not saying I feel comfortable with her, but it was alright. So I kind of told my sister if we could do something like go to the movies and then eat something afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think that helped me like not being as nervous. I was nervous, but not as nervous as being in the same room with two people that I didn't know. So I had my sister and I had kind of like this new person in the room
Okay.
as well. We went to watch a movie, um, and then because close to the movie theater there's like a Buffalo Wild Wings, we went there. We ate, and they mainly had a conversation going. Like I
Mm-hmm.
will think about things to say, but I will not express them out loud if I don't know if you know what I mean. Like it's just like they were having a conversation, and I was thinking like, oh, it would be good if I say this, but most of the time I was not there to say what I was thinking. I don't know. I thought that I probably would interrupt the conversation between the two of them, or I don't know. I didn't do it.
Okay. So you said that you met your sister's friend, right?
Yeah.
And
Well, my sisters and my sister and my sister's friend. So both of them, we were like together in a group.
okay,
Yeah.
but it's mainly like your sister's, like you know her through your sister.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I seen her. Not that I know her, but I seen her around. And my sister, when we talk, she talks to me about her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like I know her without knowing her.
Okay. So was it the first time that you guys have like
Yeah,
it was?
yeah,
Okay.
definitely was. Yeah.
Okay. So I heard you say that um you did like half of it. Like, why would you consider that half? Well, not even why you consider it, but what stopped you from like just going out and just meeting like a complete stranger, like you never met them before, you don't know their name, you know.
Because I don't feel comfortable with that, and I really don't know how to do that.
Okay.
Like I don't know how I can start a conversation with someone that I don't know. I don't know. I In my mind it seems impossible.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Possible. Okay, so what in your mind, let's think about the possibilities here.
Mm-hmm.
um I know you saying that, you know, you're a little, basically you're a little bit more comfortable with someone that you don't really know, but you're kind of familiar with them,
Yeah.
rather than someone that you just don't know completely.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just think about. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was actually gonna add something. I don't think that I was okay with that. The fact that made it okay was that my sister was. So it was like someone that I kind of don't know, but I have my sister that is there. So I think and the fact that they got along made it kind of like removed the anxiety from like me having to interact. I think that's how I saw it. Like it was a way to do what you suggested, um, but in a way that makes me feel comfortable.
Okay. So it sounds like you kind of struggle with being uncomfortable.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And I think it's because I've been so uncomfortable for years, and I didn't like it. I hated it. That I not longer want to be in that situation.
Well, sometimes we have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable in order to go to the next level or to get to where we want to go.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just role play for a second. Is that okay? You feel
Um,
comfortable with doing that?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay. So let's say we're on a bus
Mm-hmm.
and I get on the bus, or you get on the bus, either one of us, and I sit next to you. And your task, let's go back to our goals. Your task is to interact with someone new. What would you say to me if I was to sit next to you, or what will go through your mind? Let's start with that.
If you're just sitting next to me without talking to me?
Yeah, like if I'm just a complete stranger, you don't know me, but you wanna initiate an interaction. What would you say? Let's not focus. I'm sorry. Let's not focus on being afraid and everything like that. Let's just action. Let's think about action here.
Yeah.
No matter if you're scared, no matter if no matter if you're uncomfortable or anything like that. Just what do you think you would say?
I don't know, because I don't know what to ask to a stranger, which is, what I'm telling you that I struggle with. Like, I really don't know how do I start a conversation with a stranger? Like, if I don't know anything about you, right? Like you mentioned, what can I ask you? Like, how can I be your friend? How will you do it?
Well, I probably would start off with probably just saying, "Hey, how are you?" And then, or "Hey, good morning," or something like that. And then it'll go from there. Either I can engage in a conversation as well, or I can be, some people can be rude and not want to be bothered. But let's do one scenario at a time. So let's say, like I said, we're on a bus and we're sitting next to each other, and let's say that I'm not the rude type, and you say, "Hey, hello, how are you doing? Good morning," something like that, and I respond back. How would that make you feel? Would you feel like you would still want to engage in conversation, or?
No, because I don't know if the person would want to talk any further. Like, maybe the person was just being nice, but doesn't want to engage in another conversation. Like, the thing is, it feels, especially the train, it feels like you're bothering the other person by talking to them. Like, I don't know. Like, have you been in the bus and see people, like, it's just like they almost don't want you to talk to them. Like, if they can be invisible and just get to the train and not talk to anyone, not look at anyone, they would do that and just leave. So I don't know. I don't know if I would be able to do that. I see where you're coming from, like, you're not trying to make me feel uncomfortable. But what I'm scared the most, besides being uncomfortable, is the feeling that lingers after that. Because if the person is rude to me, that's something that is going to stay with me the rest of the week. So this is when I tell you, or when you said, and I agree with you, that I don't like to be in discomfort, because I know that being in discomfort is not something that just disappears from my head and my feelings. Like, okay, I got rejected or whatever, and then I'm gonna move on tomorrow. I'm just gonna get rejected again and be okay with it. It feels hard. It feels negative. It feels dark. Makes me think about it all day. Makes me regret things. Makes me kind of, like, in a way, hate the person that made me feel that way.
Okay. So, do you in any way fear rejection? Like, do you fear it when you interact with people for the first time?
Yeah, certainly. I think that is the reason. I think that is, like, right there, the main reason why I don't do it.
Okay. Let's go back to the scenarios again. Same. First scenario is you face your fears, basically, and you initiate conversation, like I said, and let's say that I reciprocate. Let's just role play. So, I'm on a bus.
Okay. Do I have to initiate the conversation?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So hello, how are you?
Hi, how are you doing? I'm good.
Doing good.
Okay. So, at that moment, how did that make you feel? It made you feel
Yeah.
uncomfortable still?
No, a little awkward just because like, okay, so you had like, okay, I'm doing good. How are you? I'm good. And then where do we take it from here? But not uncomfortable. Just like, okay, so
How do
what's
you
the
even?
next step? Yeah.
Okay. So let's just, and it's not one way to do this, but let's just say in that scenario, you say, "Oh, I like your shoes," or give a compliment or something like that. And then let's just say I say thank you and smile, and then you basically just kind of keep it going until I reciprocate the same type of energy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's just try that. So let's start back from.
Why don't you are the person who start the conversation so I can see?
Okay.
I can have an example on how to create that conversation that you're talking about. So I'm just gonna respond nice to it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Action. Hi. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, good morning. Where are you away to this morning?
I'm going to see my therapist.
Okay. I used to be in therapy. Do you like it so far?
Yeah, I think so. It's good. It's good to have a place where you can just let all your true emotions out.
I really like your hair. That's what caught my eye. Like when I was getting on the bus, I'm like, her hair is so pretty. So that's, I don't want you to think that I'm just,
Yeah,
a creep or anything.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I've never received such a compliment, so thank you.
No problem.
So, cut.
Okay.
I felt like I wasn't really interacting. Like, I felt like you were trying, but I didn't, contribute for the conversation to keep going. Which is another thing that I struggle with. So, what would you suggest for me to add to the conversation? Like, ask questions, or like, what do I do?
Just, like I said, we're not thinking about any type of rejection, any type of negativity. We're just assuming here that I'm this upbeat person. I don't know if this is probably like the right analogy, but like guilty until proven. I'm sorry, innocent until proven guilty. Okay. I'm a good person until I prove that I'm a bad person. That's the mindset that we're gonna use for each of these scenarios, because we're gonna try the other scenario too, where I can be rude, even if you do initiate conversation. But just keep in mind that everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Okay. And at the end of the day, if you ever run into someone who is rude, or you feel like you actually did put forth the effort, at the end of the day, you just have to remember that everyone is not going to be just openly free spirited and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you still remain true to what you want to do. And our goal here is to get you to be a little bit more open and get to experience those social rewards, social networking benefits and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I get it.
So let's flip it. Let's say, like I said, we were on a bus, same thing, and then you initiate conversation and I'm rude. Let's just role play.
Okay. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
So should I ask again, how are you, or like, if somebody just said like, oh, hi.
In this situation, there's no, there's no other real way to. I mean, you can continue to try to push on, and just say like, hey, oh, I like this, or give them a compliment or something like that. But in these type of situations, it's just best to still be polite, even if just because that person is, not in the best mood for the day, doesn't mean that you have to take it personal. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
let's do this again. So I'm gonna compliment something, but you're gonna be rude. Okay, so we can go. All right. So hi, how are you? I just wanted to say that I really like your boots. They're really pretty.
thanks.
Yeah. Okay, so I feel it. Mhm. Mhm.
And what are you feeling?
Um, that this person has no intention of, um, you know, talk to me or do something.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where I just should,
This
like,
is where you shut down.
yeah, I should just drop it.
Okay, so let's think about, instead of shutting down, what about an alternative of, seeing someone else? Meeting, we said two people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say that person wasn't, reciprocal, but you see someone else and be like, hey, how are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, don't just, automatically just, give in or give up, should I say.
Yeah.
Every two people aren't always alike. You're going to run into those bad, rude people. I mean, it's just inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
But the key here, the thing that I want you to always remember is that no matter what the outcome is, you did your homework. You did your part.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
And just be consistent with that. And eventually it'll progress. You'll start to get comfortable with either situation, either scenario. And you'll start to be more confident and everything. But the key here is to just keep it consistent.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So after today's session, I just want you to keep that in mind. Think about it. If you need to, maybe, talk about it with someone, maybe a family member or something like that. If you're into journaling or something like that, just write it down. Write it out, or should I say, about your thoughts about it. What are your thoughts about it, should I ask before we end?
About what exactly?
Just the thought of still being consistent and still being positive, even if you were to come into contact with like a negative, rude person or someone who wasn't really.
Yeah, I like it. I haven't tried that, so yeah, why not?
Okay. But do you think that, because some things are easier said than done?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I guess we will see.
Exactly.
I will try.
Okay. That's the key here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just think about it, and I want you to give it a try again. This time I want you to do 3 people.
Okay.
3 people. Take note of, what happened if you can, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it and talk about, how did it make you feel, what can we do, everything like that. Okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
All right, thank you.
No problem.